Hi, I'm Eric Voss, and Avengers Endgame's early reviews are in. Unlike me, various other film and TV authorities are considered important enough to see advanced screenings of Marvel movies. They just give this guy passes to survivalist bunker for impending asteroid collision. Pfft, useless. Let us run through how people are reacting to Endgame, and don't worry, there will be no spoilers in this video. I have not seen the movie yet, so it's not really possible for me to spoil it. And you know what? I'm not even gonna make any major predictions explicitly in this video, because I know my predictions have accidentally been right before and ruined so many lives. Apparently I am despised by some of the Dutch.
Om zo ook maar iets te achterhalen van die nieuwe serie of die nieuwe film.
I zoom and enhance on everything and find all the goodies that you might have overlooked.
En hier kijken dus miljoenen mensen naar.
Wait, what did she just call me? And real quick, if you live in the LA area and you want to see Avengers Endgame with us, there are still tickets available to our special screening at the El Capitan Theater on Friday, April 26th, with an exclusive live taping of our debrief panel review of Endgame and a VIP after party. Ticket info is in the description below. Okay, a lot of these influencer social media reactions tend to skew positive and generally floored. But parsing through all the language, there seem to be 3 takeaways. So let us do one last ride with one more pre-Endgame tweet down. First, no surprise here, the general consensus is that Endgame, as the conclusion to 11 years of Marvel films, is super emotional. Our very own Maud Garrett tweeted out that she was an emotional wreck and can't stop crying, and the twinkle in my right eye, Sam Basher, emotionally rests in peace. And our good bud Aaron Couch of The Hollywood Reporter quoted Chris Evans as saying he cried like 6 times. Similarly, Peter Scaretta of Slash Film tweeted that he cried 5 to 6 times. Interesting that around 6 teary moments keep coming up, since there are 6 original Avengers left standing, and I guess by saying 5 to 6, maybe Scaretta just doesn't give a shit about Hawkeye. David Itzkop from the New York Times also felt the feels, tweeting, "I was not prepared for the range of emotions that Endgame put me through, from utter despair to pure elation. I laughed, I cried, I wish Tony Stark was my dad. But hopefully all the moisture you lose from crying will dehydrate your bladder and erase the need for a bathroom break, because everyone seems to agree that 3 hours is a lot of movie." Bringing us to our second takeaway. Endgame's story will be incredibly complex. Lindsay Barr of the Associated Press said Endgame moves along very briskly considering just how much story there is. Beatrice Verhoeven of The Wrap said all the theorizing didn't prepare for this. And hopefully she was talking about us, because I have done quite a bit of theorizing on this channel, and you know, I'd still like to be a bit surprised. Film critic Kevin McCarthy tweeted some quite verbose praise of Endgame's complexity, saying, "It's truly mind-blowing how beautifully paced this storytelling is. Perfectly balanced, as all things should be." He went on to say that anything that could be confusing is always explained with purposeful exposition. This film shouldn't work as well as it does. So it sounds like the movie's 3-hour runtime isn't just indulgent Marvel fan service. I suppose Endgame's dense, complex plot structure necessitates a full 182 minutes to unfold. We may be looking at something similar to the famously long runtimes of Christopher Nolan films like Inception and Interstellar, which featured delicately layered story structures that required some effort and time to wrap your brain around. And that complexity leads us to our third takeaway. Endgame will be packed with connections to MCU Past. Now, that's not really a spoiler, folks, because every MCU movie from the first Avengers to Captain Marvel is filled with Marvel Easter eggs and tie-ins with other MCU installments, like freaking Wakanda popped up in Iron Man 2 all the way back in 2010. But if you're worried your overactive imagination will spoil the movie if you think about it too much, feel free to pause this right now. One of the more interesting things tweeted about Endgame came from Eric Davis of Fandango. He called Endgame a true culmination of 22 films that not only concludes the story, but expands upon it. You'll learn more about the other movies while this one unfolds. If Infinity War is the brawn, Endgame is the brains, and wow, what an ending. And wow, what a tweet down we're about to do on this sucker. Davis actually continued, "Do not go in expecting Infinity War Part 2. The 2 films are so different, yet complement each other in all the best ways in terms of which MCU movie to watch beforehand. Honestly, all of them. So a lot of key words pop out here. It expands upon the story of the Infinity Saga. You will learn more about all of the other movies. Brains! Yeah, I have made plenty of other videos explaining the specific ways Endgame could do this, so no need to rehash it here. But it sounds like the callbacks to MCU history will be especially important in this finale. In screenwriting, you always want your final act to look backward and recycle elements from before. If you can re-implement callbacks in surprising ways, it gives your story a full circle feeling. Like how the final Harry Potter story brought the battle back home to Hogwarts and all the other familiar faces return to fight. Or how in Inception, the final 15 minutes is mostly repeated visuals, dialogue, and symbols that were introduced earlier. And it sounds like Avengers Endgame will be all about this kind of nostalgia. I'll leave you with the reaction from Kevin Polloway from Yahoo Entertainment, who promised cameos, throwbacks, and haircuts. So you don't need any leaked footage or spoilers, just rewatch all the Marvel films, bring some tissues, and strap on an adult diaper, and you'll be good to go. Now, we will be making a few videos about Endgame after it comes out, but we will do our best to warn you about spoilers in case you can't see it right away. But if you haven't already gotten tickets for the first day, again, there are still seats available for New Rockstars' special Avengers Endgame screening this Friday. Join us for an exclusive live taping of Debrief afterward, where we will review this film, and a VIP after party. Ticket info is in the description below. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at EAVoss, and subscribe to New Rockstars for breakdowns of everything Marvel related. Thank you for watching. See you after Endgame, and hold on to your brains!